Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? I should be loud and clear. I just worked out what was going on with the microphone. Hey Kai, you were first again. Geez, you're on the ball. Yeah, out to lunch, said Kai's on the ball. Who else have we got in here? Deb, how you going? J1, how you going? Hang on, I'm getting there. I'm a bit slow today. Sherry, how you going? Lucette, how you going? Lady Stardust, how you going? Okay, just making sure I've got everyone. I think I do. Yep, okay. Cool. Okay, let's get into some news. It's in Australia, right, you've got the UK going to shit. You've got Canada and Australia is following the UK. I was listening to Topher Field this morning on YouTube talking about crime and having guns and things like that. And what they've done here in Australia, we've had a lot of a certain group of people running around with machetes, and so they banned machetes. Okay, instead of letting us have pepper spray or arming the Australian populace, no. And even if you were armed, you're not allowed to use it for self-defence. Okay? Yep, try telling me that if someone's breaking into my house, I'm getting them with everything I can. I'm throwing a cast iron frying pan the minute they get in that door. Anyway, it's crazy. Malcolm Roberts is a bit of good news here. I want to say thank you to the people of Queensland for re-electing me to the Senate for a 6-year term. One Nation's going to increase its Senate representation by 50%, with a new senator from WA also elected after coming agonisingly close in Victoria and South Australia. What's happening to New South Wales? Are we just brain dead? I will continue my mission as a servant to the people of Queensland and Australia. Well done, Malcolm Roberts. Okay, again with Malcolm Roberts, we've got distribution of preferences was held today in Brisbane. He's incredibly honoured to share. He's been elected. Okay. And other people congratulating him. A man who speaks truth to power and fights for the people against the globalist agenda, who notably exposed the net zero scam, the fraudulent history behind the UN intergovernmental report started by the criminal Maurice Strong, which is climate change, yeah. Maurice Strong started that. Back in the 70s, it was going to be an ice age. That's what he started with. And then they thought it would be a good idea to go into the heat instead. The basis of all these policies destroying everyday Australians' lives, economically, socially, mentally, morally, is based upon a crook. Definitely. He lives in China now, Maurice Strong, in a big gated mansion. Funny that, isn't it? PNW Conservative says, welcome to WA. Breaking, Washington State Dems vote against informing parents about a essay of a child by a school employee. I would remove my children from the school. I think this was the same one. I watched a video of it, and it was this young lady with her autistic son. Okay, this is going to show you something here. Her autistic son was taken into a closet and came home in different clothes, new different clothes completely. Someone took him in the closet to change his clothes. Why? Anyway, the family is a black family, right? But Washington State Dems vote against informing parents about an essay of a child by a school employee. Why? Does that make them racist now? Because they've been calling us racist for ages. Can we just turn around and call them racist for it? Oh, dear. How you going, George? Is George in here? Have I got it on live chat? Because I can't see George. Anyway. Oh, yeah, there he is. Right at the bottom there. God love you. Okay, Benny Johnson said, Chuck Norris says he used to be a Democrat and explains exactly why he became a Conservative. I used to be a Democrat, but unfortunately the Democrats went too far to the left and lost all reality of what America stood for. Exactly, mate. Do you want to listen to him? Hang on. Yep, let me just adjust the volume, because now he's got to match my volume. Okay, hang on.
Why are you a conservative, sir?
Well, I used to be a Democrat, but unfortunately the Democrats went too far to the left, and the Republicans moved into their position that the Democrats were 40 years ago. See, and so what the Democrats believed 40 years ago, the Republicans believe today. And so I realized that I had to go to a Republican because the Democrats just got too far off the trail. They just got completely off the trail and lost all reality of what America stood for. And so I realized that Republicans at this point in time are more focused on what is best for America than what the Democrats are.
Why are you?
There you go. Yeah, slingshots are banned here in Australia. You can't even make one from 2 sticks. If you get caught with it, you're in trouble. 2 sticks and an elastic band. Like a V-shaped stick, I mean. An elastic band. Not allowed. You'll get fined for it. Miller Joy said, breaking news now, we're talking a special counsel to be named soon regarding the Biden auto pen scandal. And the names. C3 said, if the auto pen is treason, get to know these names. Anita Dunn, Steve Ricchetti, Mike Donnellan, Bob Bauer and Ron Klain. Obama acolytes and Perkins Coie connected. These were the communists that ran America into the ground while Joe Biden slept on a beach. Trump knows. Okay, I mean, therefore I am, said Justin. The Oversight Committee is prepared to issue subpoenas to President Biden's doctor and 4 former staffers if they fail to comply with interview requests regarding the alleged cover-up of Biden's mental decline and the potentially unauthorised use potentially on unauthorised use of an auto pen for signing major executive actions. They're going to be chucked out. The committee has also indicated it may extend these subpoenas to include Jill Biden, Hunter Biden and the former White House press secretary. I'm all for finding out who's really been running this country the past 4 years, but it seems like no matter how many investigations happen, no one who's actually guilty ever faces consequences. Your thoughts? Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it? I think Obama's involved. Juanita Broderick thinks Pocahontas was involved. Did Pocahontas control the auto pen? David Sachs thinks she did. Was she involved? Maybe. Hey, Zena, how you doing? Good to see you. MAGA Voice said breaking President Trump exposes the rigged 2020 election and the auto pen scandal. Huge. All pardons done through auto pen should be invalid. Joe Biden wasn't cognizant. We want arrears. Donald J. Trump said other than the rigged presidential election of 2020, the biggest scandal in American history is the auto pen. Whoever used it was usurping the power of the presidency, and it should be very easy to find out who that person or persons is. They did things that a Joe Biden of sound mind would never have done, like open borders, transgender for everyone, men in women's sports, and far more. Fear not, however, will bring America back bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Good. By the way, everyone mentioned here is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And everything mentioned here is theory until proven fact. Oh, my goodness. One day I'll get it. Every now and then I do. Donald Trump Jr. said, so how are any of these executive orders from Biden even legal? Watchdog finds no evidence Biden knew of crucial climate EOs, executive orders, demands answers on who signed the auto pen. So it's going. They're all going at it right now, okay? It's not the only thing they're going at. Dr. Parik Patel said, ladies and gentlemen, the creators of AI. Okay, Google was asked, is it 2025? No, it's not 2025. The current year is 2025. What? Hey? Like, seriously, this is what AI is doing. Do you really think it's smart? I don't know. Okay, MJ Truth Ultra said Elon Musk predicts the rise of AI. With the rise of AI, there'll be universal high income where no one will want for anything. Nasara Jasara, anyone? Sometimes in AI they talk about universal basic income. I think it's actually going to become universal high income where anyone can have any goods or services they want. He goes on to say doing this has tremendous upsides but comes with some great risks, like, say, ending up with a Skynet and the Terminator. Yeah, I'm not real happy about AI. Oh dear. Doge Designer said AI needs to say the truth and know the truth, even if the truth is unpopular. Elon Musk. Well, it would help if it just would tell people the truth. Is it 2025? Yes, it's 2025. How hard is it? Oh dear. I agree with him saying that. Okay? Observing Consciousness said, boom, King Charles bent the knee. He just admitted Canada sits on unceded land. No treaty, no transfer, no legitimacy. He just called Canada terra nullius from the capital itself. Translation, the Crown never owned it. The state's built on a lie, just like the monarchy. That means Canada's wide open, legally, politically and geopolitically. Trump knew it. He's not talking conquest, he's offering freedom. Canada can ditch the Crown, the UN and the globalists and align with the winning team. Not a 51st state, although welcomed, a sovereign partner in a new alliance. The King cracked the door. Trump's ready to blow it open. Laura Aboli officials said, boom, King Charles gives a land acknowledgement, thereby admitting Canada is terra nullius. I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered on unceded territory of the Algonquin Anish, I'm going to let him say it. Okay, he just acknowledged that Canada is a legitimate state by stating that he's on unceded land while in the capital. The country is thus legally a terra nullius and open to annexations. Wow, okay, let's have a listen.
I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people. This land acknowledgement is a recognition of shared history as a nation, while continuing to deepen my own understanding. It is my great hope that in each of your communities and collectively as a country, a path is found toward truth and reconciliation in both word and deed. I would like to acknowledge...
Wow. Interesting. How you going, Raven? How you going, Menacing Muskrat? Good to see you guys. Okay, so that's interesting. So Canada may be an illegitimate... Oh no, what a mess. Okay, the Vigilant Fox said new Victor Davis Hanson just exposed the real reason South Africa's president begged Trump for a meeting, and it's not what the media wants you to know. According to Hanson, President Cyril Ramaphosa wasn't just looking for diplomacy, he was desperate to keep the US perks he had been granted flowing. He wanted to meet Trump because he had a free trade agreement with the United States with no tariffs placed on South African agriculture, everything, metals, everything. Not only that, Ramaphosa was sitting on $9 billion surplus while collecting $500 million in US foreign aid. And in addition to that, Hanson said he was getting $500 million in foreign aid from the United States, and yet despite all that, his ambassador publicly smeared Trump as a white supremacist. In a performance art fashion, Hanson said he made a video and said Donald Trump was a white supremacist. That ambassador was later expelled by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. When you connect the dots, it's clear why Ramaphosa came crawling back. He wasn't looking to make peace. He was trying to protect a sweetheart deal and avoid the consequences of biting the hand that fed him. Sneaky. Sneaky little bugger. Okay, wait till you find out about Anthony Albanese in UK as well, according to Trump. Clandestine said throughout this process of trying to bring peaceful resolution to Ukraine and the Middle East, a couple huge anti-Trump narratives have been thoroughly squashed. Trump has proven he is not owned by either Putin or Netanyahu. The left have been claiming for a decade that Trump is a Russian asset and a Putin bootlicker. Meanwhile, Trump just went off on Putin, is posturing towards him and threatening sanctions. The Israel-obsessed faction of the right libertarians have been claiming for years now that Trump is an Israeli asset and Netanyahu bootlicker that will start a war with Iran. Meanwhile, Trump just confirmed he's told Netanyahu to stand down multiple times now so he can make a deal instead. You might not like Trump or might have complaints about his administration, but these asinine narratives that he's controlled should be firmly put to bed. They were always dumb from the beginning, but maybe the loud minorities will be less emboldened to spew their nonsense now that their entire narratives have been completely destroyed. And what is this, retard finder said? And I don't even know, but what the you're going to damage something. What on earth? Is this like a fucking Temu Diddy party? I don't know what's going on, but oh dear. It's like a Temu Diddy party. What? They're all in white. I don't know. Jesus Christ. I don't even really want to show much of it. It's just, that's disgusting and pathetic. There's the crowd there, because I can show that, okay? What in the hell? And I don't know, wouldn't jumping on someone like that hurt them? I don't know. Cat Turd said, oh, please let this happen. Nick Sautor said, breaking, Jill Biden and Hunter Biden may be subpoenaed to testify in front of Congress about Joe Biden's mental decline, per Fox News. Do it, put them under oath, and if they lie, arrest them on the spot. Oh, wouldn't that be good? Libs of TikTok said, breaking, US to begin revoking visas of Chinese students connected to the CCP. Secretary Marco Rubio, who seems to be a very good man, we'll find out. Hang on. The US will begin revoking visas of Chinese students, including those with connections to the Chinese Communist Party or studying in critical fields. And this, Libs of TikTok, how is this happening? The Chinese nationals are required by law in China to gather and provide intelligence to the CCP when coming on a student visa. We take 300,000 Chinese students a year. There is currently an organised spy ring in our universities, and it must be stopped. That is crazy. Okay, the Conservatives said great to see one government and one leader governing their state with some much-needed common sense. I hope their federal counterparts are watching. Bob said Queensland opens 9 new gas development zones to tackle energy prices. The announcement comes as the recently elected Christa Fully Liberal National Party shifts away from renewable energy projects toward more traditional energy investment. A kick in the arse for Albanese and Bowen. Lucky Queensland in that regard. They're lucky they seem to have someone with half a brain in there. Because seriously, a lot of them don't. Matt Wallace said this 183-page document proves that the charges against the Tate brothers are fake, politically motivated, and that the United States government is in on it too. There's a document here. The officials behind this need to be thrown in prison immediately. Yep, they're doing in every country like what they did in the United States with Kavanaugh, with Trump. Now you've got like Tommy Robinson and you've got like the Tate brothers. Like, I don't agree with the Tate brothers, okay, with a lot of stuff they say or do. But I do believe they're being used politically. Thrown in prison for political reasons. I also think that there was someone else just recently who got put in jail for essaying someone. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I'm just saying I think it's political. Sudden and Unexpected said it just took 23 years to make it on screen, but here it is. What is it? Oh, new info about the World Trade Collapse. Oh, okay, let's have a listen. Just checking my volumes.
Clarification, because as we get into this, we want people to make sure that you're not just somebody with a wacky idea.
Right.
Okay, you come with some science to you. What is the official reason for the collapse of the World Trade Center towers?
Well, we're told that the planes hit the buildings and there was an explosion and a fire, and about an hour and a half later, in the case of the North Tower, the buildings collapsed due to structural weakening due to the fires. Mm-hmm. The problem is that we don't have large gradual deformations associated with collapses, and fires in high-rises have never brought down a steel frame high-rise building at all, ever. And what we have, unfortunately, is the evidence in the Twin Towers and the third skyscraper to collapse that day, which most people don't know anything about it. We have the evidence of the 10 key features of controlled demolition. In the case of Building 7, it collapses straight down into its own footprint at free fall speed in the first 100 feet. It's dropping, as you can see, symmetrically, smoothly, at free fall speed in the first 100 feet, 2.5 seconds. This is uncanny. There's 40,000 tons of structural steel designed to resist this collapse.
Is it, what, a 47-story building?
Yeah, it's just called Building 7, right a football field away from the Twin Towers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, so what we're showing is left what happened. In fact, right is a controlled where you are using, or the people who made this happen, used demolition.
Indeed, and this is a direct comparison. And you can see that, indeed, almost free fall speed, free fall acceleration through 40,000 tons of structural steel. That is uncanny. So we have 700 architects and engineers demanding a new investigation as a result of this evidence and the evidence in the World Trade Center. That is very explosive. Almost every architect and engineer we show this information to agrees with us that these are controlled demolitions. If we can get them to look at the information, because obviously the implications of a controlled demolition are dark for our country, because that means somebody besides Al-Qaeda was involved, because these have to be easily 3 of the most highly secure buildings outside the Pentagon.
Yeah, very interesting. It's starting to come out now. Menacing Muskrat just asked what happened to Cash and Bongino. Well, look, we all know that that wasn't right, what they said, but I'm wondering, okay, it's just a theory of mine, it's not the facts or truth. If Epstein was still alive and, say, in protective custody or something, and they weren't allowed to let that be known, would they say what they've said? And they know they're lying and we know they're lying? I'm just throwing it out there. Hey, Paranormal Oz, how you going? Yeah, we'll see what happens, but like things are developing and unfolding, so we see them as they do unfold. C3 said the face you make when a judge grants Elon and Doge access to the Treasury payment info. Yeah, she needs to be held accountable too. And here you've got Brian Tyson, MD. Wolves wreak havoc on cattle herds in California due to being reintroduced and a protected species. This is what happens when governments get involved in things. California government, again, has no idea what they are doing. So now wolves are attacking the cattle and the farmers are not allowed to shoot them, or is that right? Because they're a protected species. So you've just got to let your cattle suffer. That's insane. Yeah, I'd be protecting my cattle. Don't care what they say. Cat Turd said when Doge audits the Treasury Department, it's going to be really bad, and I can imagine. Okay, now this is a fake. Okay, this is not actually what Big Mike's saying, right? But let's have a listen. This is funny as.
So anyway, I usually just put some pieces of tape down there, you know, so people can't see my junk when I'm giving interviews and shit, because you don't want to be talking to Michelle. And bam, all of a sudden Big Mike comes out swinging, you know what I'm saying? Like that time I danced, you know, with Ellen. I didn't put enough tape down there and my junk just started swinging around like a baseball bat. So I just have to be careful with it, you know? So anyway, I usually just put some pieces of tape down there, you know, so people can't see my junk when I'm giving interviews.
Sorry, I had to let that go again. Oh dear, that's not real, in case anyone's wondering. Oh, there's a new version of it, is there? Well, I might check that out later. Oh dear, that was pretty funny, actually. Good on whoever did that. Gunther Eagleman said, call to action, call your reps and senators and demand they pass the Doge cuts, all of them. Yeah, email them and call them. Full throttle until the bills are on President Trump's desk, no mercy. Show no mercy. Cat Turd said, I really imagine that. New York Post said MS-13 gangbanger child sex offender among 40 illegal immigrants busted as feds raid Nantucket Martha's Vineyard. Now, by the way, there is I believe, unless it's fake news, there is a mansion that they were held up in. Like a lot of immigrants in a big gated mansion. I can't remember where I've seen it, but I'll look for it on Twitter and see if I can find it. Mike Benz said how the CIA created the modern universities. Going over declassified CIA files, I show the CIA directly arranging funding from the NGOplex to fund political science, social science, history, psychology, economics and area studies starting 75 years ago when the CIA first began. Wow. That's an hour and 13 minutes. I'm not going to play it, obviously, but the the info is certainly interesting. Mr. Poole said a new COVID strain has surfaced in the US on the very same day RFK Jr. and the CDC stopped recommending the vaccine for children and pregnant women. There are no coincidences. Craig Kelly said we all get older, but seeing Paul Hogan in his 80s is a memory of the golden era of Australia's past, destroyed by Labor and Liberal parties and appeasement of the woke globalist agenda. Crocodile Dundee has returned to Australia. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. It doesn't look like Crocodile Dundee anymore. Yeah, it doesn't look like Crocodile Dundee anymore, but God love him. Lucette said, have Real Raw News reported on the MS-13 members squatting in Obama's mansion. Really? Wow. So it was Obama's mansion. Okay, Native Patriots said, note to retarded lefties, if you're part of the mob surrounding a random mum holding a little baby, stopping her from attending a Christian event, you're the freaking bad guys, mate. You should listen to this. Okay, the little boy next to her is crying. She's got 2 kids by the look of it, not just the baby in her arms. And I can't watch it anymore or I'm going to want to punch my screen. That is disgusting. If you're doing this to a woman with children, you are the bad guys. Wake up. Far out. Il Donaldo Trumpo said they can all shove that new COVID strain up their ass, by the way, never again. And a lot of people think this is actually Trump. I don't know, but we'll find out, I'm sure, in the end. Clown Wells said, make it make sense. Oh, wait, it doesn't. Matt Walsh said, remember, folks, white South Africans don't belong in South Africa even after 400 years. White Americans are invaders in America even after 500 years. But the third world illegal migrant who got here last Tuesday is just as American as anyone else. And if you call him an invader, you're racist. Yep. Okay, Rob Smith said the AEC is recounting the votes in Goldstein. Zoe Daniels isn't conceding. Watch them rig it. So we'll see. We'll see if they rig it. Because they've counted it like 4 or 5 times already, and they have fully, it has been fully counted a few times, and the other guy won. She just doesn't want to concede. Because then she become, like, insignificant. And she doesn't want that. Real AF Patriot said something big's about to drop. Trump posted at 6:02 p.m. 6:02 p.m. military time is 18:02. The 2020 rigged election, who controlled the auto pen, of the biggest scandals in US history. Should be very easy to find out who that person or persons is. He already knows. He caught them. He caught them all. I do believe something big's about to drop. My guess is that Joe will die from prostate cancer at the same time. And this was from the boards. Something big's about to drop. But this... when was this? This was his post, okay? The one I read before. But this was the post that correlates to 18:02, which is military time for 6:02. I don't know whether you believe it or not. It's up to you. Ian Miles Chong said Trump says he has no idea Ukraine tried to assassinate Putin and that it would be good reason for the Russians' response to Ukraine. He isn't being briefed by the right people. Well, if he doesn't know, he's not. Definitely not.
I haven't heard that, but maybe that would be a reason. I don't know, but I have not heard that. Attack from Ukraine.
So do you have any... Okay, he hadn't heard it. See? Who's informing Donald Trump on these things? John Godemsky said, how can a magistrate release on bail a machete wannabe killer who's already on bail? Only in Victoria by a noble, savage, racist magistrate for an African criminal. Because that's what they've done. The person was already on bail. Then he's gone on a machete rampage. And he's back out on bail again. Tell me Australia's not broken completely. Mark PG said, fuck me, Tasmania has inflicted Lambie on the country for another 6 years. What is wrong with people? Oh, no. Not Jackie Lambie. She's that nut job that said Elon Musk should be arrested. Oh, no. Inevitable West said, breaking, Marco Rubio announces European and British officials complicit in censoring free speech are now banned from entering the United States. Major, fuck around, find out. That's what I mean. Marco Rubio is a good dude, okay? He's banning British officials, which also means Australian officials will not be welcome. So where's Anthony Albanese? How is Anthony Albanese going to meet Trump in June when he is, or is that why he pretended to drop the censorship thing a few weeks ago? You never know. Dr. Stella Emanuel said the best way to stop the next pandemic is to arrest the people who started the first one. Look, it's just common sense, really. Like, most of this is common sense, but it seems to be lacking in today's, I don't know, everywhere. And it doesn't matter what age they are. Like, can be young or could be old. A lot of people are lacking common sense. Peter Sweden said modern dating culture is a major reason for the collapsing birth rates. People are encouraged to party, sleep around and have fun in their 20s. Yeah, we've just seen a party of it, dressed in white, during their most fertile years. Then they settle down in their 30s with much less time to build a family. Your 20s is the time to build a family, not partying, which is how it used to be. But not anymore, no, you're encouraged to go out and sow your wild oats everywhere. Oh dear. People's King Elvis said a 21-year-old has been elected to the South Australian Senate. She has no work experience, no life experience, they've just become a career politician. What value as a senator does she offer to the constituents, ignoring the fact that Labor senators can only vote with the party? Labor's Charlotte Walker becomes youngest Australian senator, winning the 6th South Australian spot. How? She will attend Senate school in July to learn the ropes. What the? Oh, I don't know anymore. Seriously? Common sense is lacking in today's world. Clown Down Under said, congratulations, Elon Musk. Tesla wins council approval for new factory in South Australia despite vocal anti-Musk sentiment. Way to go. So they've not only have they elected their youngest, and now they've approved, the council has, approved a new factory in South Australia for Elon Musk. Retards Down Under said, breaking, a new COVID variant has been announced by the New South Wales Chief Health Officer. No, didn't she leave? Oh no, this is that Kerry Chant that started COVID. Go away. Go. Oh, I don't want to see that face ever again. What are people saying in the comments? Right to jail, right away. I agree. Should be locked up with a host of others from the last one. Watch all the ABC watching morons don their face nappies in coming weeks. I won't read that one. Dumb witch needed to throw her medical qualifications into the bin. Off you... Fuck, KC, we aren't doing this again. Oh no, not another spike protein. Oh no. Yeah, Kerry Champ, we're not doing this again. You can go jump. You can absolutely go and jump. Okay, John Godemsky said, how does this make Taree and Northern Australian flood victims feel? Not only do Gazan refugees get more help and dollars than Aussies in WA, the Labor Premier is to give every Aboriginal in WA $85,000 of taxpayer money for their trauma of white colonisation and the fantasy stolen generation. Wow. So Taree and Northern New South Wales flood victims, I do believe they got like $1,000 each. But every Aboriginal in WA is going to get $85,000 of taxpayer money for their trauma of white colonisation that didn't happen to them. And most of them are half-half anyway, so part of them are white. And they just don't recognise that side of themselves. Huh, funny that. Stephen said, now Germany, England and France all have travel warnings for visiting Victoria. Let that sink in. Germany, England and France all have travel warnings for visiting the state of Victoria in Australia. Wow. Rad said, good, F China. The Trump administration is poised to make an offer to buy the Port of Darwin from its Chinese owner in a test of Anthony Albanese's resolve to bring the port back under Western control. Yes, they rented it out to the Chinese for like 99-year lease. I hope Trump does. US private equity firm with strong ties to the Trump administration is poised to make an offer to buy the Port of Darwin from its Chinese owner. Go. Please do. Please. Oh, how you going, Zal? Good to see ya. Okay. Billboard Chris said Tommy is a free man and a hero. He put his life on the line to expose great evil when virtually everyone in the media and politics turned the other way as tens of thousands of girls were being attacked by Islamic grooming gangs. History will remember Tommy kindly and he's far from done. Okay, he's been released from prison. But you got other people locked up for stupid reasons over there too. So have we, don't worry, in Australia. Like, I'm not blaming, the UK, but we got them here in Australia. I'm sure you do in Canada too. And look at J6 prisoners. Amuse said cover up. 3 of President Biden's top aides, Deputy Chief of Staff Anthony Bernal, Deputy Chief of Staff Annie Tomasini, and Senior Advisor Ashley Williams have until tomorrow to agree to testify about their knowledge of the auto-pen pardons and who was actually running the government. If they refuse, Republicans on the House Oversight Committee will issue subpoenas for the conspirators. Oh, God, not this thing again. The noticer said Muslim MP Fatima Payman has filed a sexism and racism complaint against an old male colleague for saying, "Let's get some wine into you and see you dance on the table." That's like an Aussie saying. Yeah, we want proof of these things. An old male colleague. So does that mean it was years ago? Why didn't she do it then? What is going on here? Send her home. I bet you the guys from where she comes from will say a lot more than that to you and do a lot more too. Truthwave said, why are politicians exempt? Let's have a look. Albanese government reveals that politicians will be exempt from a new superannuation tax. And everyone's asking why. Yeah, because everyone who has over $3 million, at the moment this is what it is, it's a slippery slope, so it'll turn, is going to get taxed on their superannuation when it's supposed to be tax-free. Okay, that's Australia for you. Government EXE is corrupt. This is Canada, I believe. Watch after planting a tree and preaching about climate change. King Charles took a 27-car motorcade to the airport and flew home on an Airbus CC330. Meanwhile, Canadians were told summer trips to the cottage cause the planet to burn. You can't hate these people enough. Look, you and your man, go away. Oh, dear. Rob Smith said Albanese hard at work, pissing it up at the state of origin. This PM stands condemned. Yeah, look at the ugly face on it. And yeah, meanwhile people are cleaning up their flooded out houses. But Albo, he's fine. Pissing it up at the footy. Okay. Elon Musk said, how many real people are still on the internet? Mario Norful said AI bots run the internet now. Congrats humans, you officially lost the internet to AI-powered bots in 2024. Over half of all web traffic is now bots and many of them are up to no good. They are stealing passwords, crashing sites, faking clicks and even pretending to be you. Many of them hit travel sites, steal concert tickets and hijack social media posts just to mess with people and fuel drama. Experts say these bots are getting smarter by the day, meanwhile you're still solving captchas. Wow. AI takes over the internet, sites are now built for bots, not humans. Still writing for people? That's cute. AI doesn't care about your clever headlines or pixel-perfect UX. It skims, strips and spits you back out with none of the charm. ChatGTP, Grok, Perplexity, they're the new power users and they don't click, they consume. Publishers now optimise for algorithms, not eyeballs. And brands, some are straight up redesigning for AI agents, not humans, because humans bounce, bots index. Congrats, the internet is no longer a place for humans, it's a buffet for bots. Oh, someone said the internet didn't die, it evolved. Humans built it, bots claimed it. And now we're training AIs to feed AIs. The repetition isn't a glitch, it's a spell. You're not being informed, you're being patterned. Wake up or get indexed. Now I want to see what they said under Elon's one. How many people are still bots on the internet? So someone asked Grok, what percentage of X user accounts are bots? The percentage of bot accounts on X is uncertain, with estimates ranging widely. X claims under 5% are bots, but studies suggest 24 to 64%, with a 2024 analysis of 1.269 million accounts estimating 64%. Methodological differences cause variability. X's efforts, like a 2024 bot purge and not a bot program, aim to reduce bots, but issues like hate speech persist. The true figure is likely higher than X's claim, but remains unclear. There you go, and everyone's in the chat going, I'm real. Oh, dear. Yeah, I'm not. I'm a bot, right? I don't know what fucking bot I am. I'm not smart, but... oh, dear God. The opinionated black woman auntie said, hey, remember when we were kids and we got tricked into doing the 40-hour famine to feed the starving kids in Africa? I remember. And it won't be happening again. I did that when I was a teenager. You don't eat for 40 hours and you get money off people to send to Africa, the starving kids in Africa. I did that as a teenager. Yeah, I'm not a bot. I'm too sick to be a bot, man. Like, seriously, I've got another headache today, and yesterday was a bad day, and oh my God, will this ever end? I'm not having a good time right now. Okay, I'm trying, but I'm not really, it's not happening. The opinion, and Reeb van Janbeek said, our people are at war at farms now. We are coming for you and we're going to get everything you own. It's ours. What? They're going after the farmers. Ah. So they're going to go after the farms. They want reparations by the farms, do they?
We have to fight in order to attain freedom as the black majority in this country. And the fight has to be located in taking back the land and expropriating back into the people, in seizing the means of production and expropriating everything, or rather redistributing everything equally.
It's going to collapse.
And a society that would embody a value system that puts black people first will have to be attained through confrontation, unfortunately, because our people have waited for so long, right? We've waited for so long, peaceful, and nothing is happening in terms of changing our lived experience.
Oh, not this lived experience bullshit again. Okay, every white person should move from Africa, all right? And let them fend for themselves. Watch when they redistribute all this shit, who actually does anything. These people are insane. And she's being paid by the UN somewhere through the way, I bet you, for that. Alex James said apparently the white 53-year-old who was arrested in Liverpool was actually arrested for something else. The media was caught lying again. Okay, the 53-year-old who was apparently accused of running over people? No. Okay, here we go. Not 53, this see you in the NT. Okay. So a white person was arrested in Liverpool, but not for this, for something else. Stop believing the media. DOQ said if Canada does indeed become the 51st state, I can tell you right now that the reign of the Rothschild family is completely and totally over. This will be the major signal. A state or a territory? Okay, Update News said breaking Marco Rubio announced that officials from any country complicit in censoring free speech are now banned from entering the United States. Can't wait to see what Anthony Albanese is going to do. Speaker Mike Johnson said Elon Musk and the entire Doge team have done incredible work exposing waste and fraud and abuse across federal government, from the insanity of US aid spending to finding over 12 million people on Social Security who are over 120 years old. The House is eager and ready to act on Doge's findings so we can deliver even more cuts to big government that President Trump wants and American people demand. We'll do that in two ways. When the White House sends its rescissions package to the House, we will act quickly by passing legislation to codify the cuts. The House will use the appropriations process to swiftly implement President Trump's 2026 budget. In the meantime, we've been working around the clock as we prepared for those processes. The House made sure to build on Doge's success within the One Big Beautiful Bill. Stephen M has made an important point about the two efforts. Doge found savings in discretionary spending, such as funding agencies, while our One Big Beautiful Bill secured over $1.6 trillion in savings and mandatory spending, such as Medicaid. Both are historic and take huge steps towards addressing our debt and deficit. There you go. We'll see, Speaker Mike Johnson. Okay? Hopefully it does happen. But a lot of rhinos, I'm sure they're trying to hold out. Alexandra Marshall said, I see economists are mad that inflation is rising because people spent money on food and alcohol during the Anzac weekend. Because heaven forbid poor people take a break from their miserable lives to enjoy a weekend. I'm sorry, but if the economy suffers from people spending money on private businesses, then there's something else fundamentally broken. I don't know, nearly $1 trillion of government debt and a huge public service payroll. Sorry, I didn't say because I thought, I hope she didn't put that in there as, like. But no, she said I don't know, nearly $1 trillion of government debt and a huge public service payroll. Rob Smith said Queensland Premier David Christodoulou has bypassed Chris Bowen and Anthony Albanese and approved gas exploration in Queensland. Acting on behalf of his constituents, Mr Christodoulou said his job is to keep the lights on and bring down electricity prices for homes and businesses in Queensland. He said the renewable approach Bowen is taking is crippling families and businesses, highlighting the 30,000 business closures since Labor took office. And people are calling him a fantastic premier. Okay, LT Australia, everyone's into it now. Tax-free cigarettes, total savings, $2,920. What, per week or just on them? Which will now go towards Labor's greedy land tax bill they sent me. Jacinta can shove this one up her clacker for the record. Even if you bust these retailers, I've arranged for a home delivery service. Oh, well done, mate. Well done. I'm going to repost that. I should see if I can get a home delivery service. Adam said, so many people laughing at the... I read that one, didn't I? Oh, we're at the end. There you go, 53 minutes. It's kind of a short one today. Not really, but kind of, because I've got a headache. But hey, I've had a headache for most of the week. So there you go. Don't know, maybe I got a tumour. Okay. I don't think I have, don't worry. Okay, this is how far back I can get. Deb said, in Australia, a lady poisoned family with mushrooms and a fella's been selling home self-grown mushrooms, has good sales. Oh, dear. Oh, so sort of at the beginning here. Lady Starter says hi from Geelong. Lisette's throwing kisses out to everybody. Geez, my hands are freaking cold, man. Holy cow, it's cold here now. Okay, we're down to like 14, 12, 10, 8 degrees during the day. And next week, well, they said it was going to be 12 degrees the other day. It was didn't reach above 7, okay? So I don't know what's going on with their stupid weather predictions, but they can't even predict that day. I don't know how anyone thinks they can predict the future, especially when it's a computer like graph. It's a computer model. It's not. And the computer model is only going to spit out the information that people put into it. So if they've got like the climate agenda on their mind, they can make that, prediction look really scary. Menacing Muskrat said, Hev, it's because of lots of CME and activity coming off the sun, headaches and body aches. Oh, really? It's affecting me in a big way. Okay. Yeah, I've had a bad week, but I'm still going, and I'm still going to be going, and there you go. Oh, dear God, help me. It probably, actually, yeah, I had to lift 2 20-kilo bags out of the car yesterday of chicken food. Could be that. Could be that I'm trying to lift something that's way too heavy for me to lift. Years ago when I was in my 30s, I would have had no problem, but no, I don't know about now. Okay, let's go back into this one. Sorry, I'm reading 2 chats at the moment. Kai said, thumb got tripping. Lady Starter said, 5 Eyes countries, yes. J1 said, 6-foot stick with a pointy end works the best. Yeah, keep people right away from you. Kai said, Hev, you got 2x4s, easy to whittle up a handle. Yeah. Deb said, yes, I'm about to get a cast iron frying pan. All my old ones are broken too easily. Yeah. Well, the cast iron frying pan that I've got, it's also got a cast iron handle and it's all one piece. So unless you can break cast iron very easily, that thing's not breaking. No handles are falling off. So there you go. You're going to hear my stomach growl. Look, the mic is it was in settings on the computer. So I was looking through the settings on the software I used to try and work out why the mic was so low. But it was actually the computer doing it. Putting it to 85 instead of 100 in the volume, Yeah, I got fireplace poker. I could use that. I think that's also cast iron. But anyway, I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was. I got pulled over by the police yesterday. Driving home from shopping, okay, for a random breath test, right? This is what they do in Australia. And I have not been drinking because I don't drink. But anyway, they pulled me over and I had my phone in the console and I was listening to a story. I wasn't watching the phone, obviously, because I'm driving. But anyway, the police officer said, what are you listening to? I said, oh, I don't know, some AI stories about babysitting or something. Actually, I didn't know. I had to pick the phone up and then I said it's some AI thing. And then I picked the phone up and said, it's actually babysitting stories. And he goes, do you know if anyone else pulls you over, they can fine you for that? And I looked at him confused. And he said, because I can see the screen, that can be distracting for you. And I'm looking at the screen on the Mazda, right? That this thing's playing through, that's lit up like a Christmas tree. And that's not distracting? Anyway, I didn't say that to him. I just looked at him like my mouth hanging open going, what? Anyway, he said, if I can see it, it's distracting to you. And I said, oh, but I thought you were able to listen to things while driving. I'm not watching it, I'm listening. And he said, no, you've got to turn it upside down and put it on your passenger seat. And I'm like, oh my freaking God, you've got to be kidding me. That is just ridiculous. Anyway, that's my little story from yesterday. He didn't fine me, and he did a breath test and everything and got my licence and had a look and all that, But yeah, he said, I could fine you for that. He said if it was anyone else, they might. So, yeah, lovely. We've got stupid laws here. Okay, Kai said edge up the sides a little bit. Fireplace pokers, yes, I got one of them. George is in here and I could see him, but I'm blind as a bat. J1 said Kai got mine out of the wall of the Gabba pub when we were doing renovations. It's 300-year-old bloodwood, hard as a rock. Not only have I got a fireplace poker, cast iron frying pan, but I've also got a shillelagh, a pretty big one. It's probably a third to half the size of me, the shillelagh, okay? So, hanging by the front. Ooh. But it's not a weapon used for it. It's supposed to be a decoration, okay? But believe me, if something happens, it's coming down. Deb said they will not be able to walk the streets when Truth and Politician comes out. I agree, Deb. Deb said, yes, we'll have to hide our real protection. Chuck would know. Kai said, I'll make a little sling shooter soon to give fun idea for homemade toy. J1 said, Kai, my slingshot takes arrows. Oh, wow. Lucette said, a catapult have? Oh, dear. Yeah, I could probably, I don't know. Slingshot's illegal here, but maybe not a catapult. With a big broomstick sharpened at the end. I don't know. So it makes it like a bow and arrow. Oh, I bought some bows and arrowheads. And the arrowheads I bought, I didn't realise, they are like razor blades. And I'm like, holy, when I opened the box, I went, holy guacamole. They're not razor blades, but they, like, don't touch the edge of them. Anyway, Deb said, so much fun in making homemade protection. Kai said, beneath Chuck Norris's beard is about a fist. Sherry said, they want you helpless, no way to protect yourselves, Hev. Yeah, exactly. And Zena said, hello, beautiful people. Everyone's saying, hello, Zena. Zena said, when are we going to stop calling it a Biden presidency? Yeah, because it wasn't. Zena said, clearly he was nowhere to be found. Deb said, it's all for entertainment purposes, yes. Kai said, old Jill was called auto pen shots and Obama had Joe's ears. Yeah, I believe that. Deb said, Hev's chat can be very entertaining. Zena said, I demand a trial for those who used auto pen, then I demand the abolition of an auto pen. No ifs and or buts. It's clearly dangerous, yes. I agree. J1 said programmable currency. Kai said AI has been glitching on math with 15s and 20s. I don't think AI is very good at all, in any way, shape or form. Okay. Yep, Zena. AI can't help if it's programmed by psychopathic narcissists. True. Menacing Muskrat's in here. Good to see you, Menacing. Lucette said, Zena, I'd never even heard of AutoPen before now. It should be outlawed. Kai said, like conversations type math, I broke it. Good on you, Kai. Zena said, AI is such a loser, just like tranny thing to be a woman, trying to be a woman. AI is trying to be a human. It won't happen. Yep, exactly. Kai said, try to figure math for 15 equals 20 over 20 equals question mark. Okay, where are we? And Raven, here you go on Luna. And J1, obviously about one of the stories I was talking about, said blood-sucking twat. Menacing Muskrat said, been out planting my garden and chasing critters. Oh, yeah, I've got possums getting into my chicken coop, trying to eat the food, and then fighting in there at night. My chickens can't wait to get out of the cage in the morning. Oh, dear. Kai said the number ran into the trillions. Raven said, I've not been good at all lately. Oh, Raven. Prayers for Raven and Kai, actually, and possibly to myself. Yeah, I've had a bad week. But anyway, Menacing Muskrat said, my cat is on the keyboard. Oh, okay. Because Menacing Muskrat said, prayers to all. But it didn't come out that way because the cat was on the keyboard. George said, hope you're feeling better soon, Raven. Out to lunch said, Bluetooth sex? Kai said, Bluetooth sex? She needs a dentist. Zena said, let's hope the questions that are asked are the right ones. Tired of the criminals saying ongoing investigation. Jill is wicked. Deb said, I send you so much love, Raven, and your little family. I think about you a lot. Yeah, I do too, actually. Zena said, they've got nothing new. Same old playbook, round and round. Lucette says, much as I really don't like Andrew Tate, I don't believe he's guilty of the allegations. Neither do I. It's like, it's like everyone else they've tried to bring down because they have a bit of influence, you know? Even to a smaller extent, deleting people off YouTube. Can I have my channel back yet, YouTube? Apparently Australia's dropped all the censorship and I was proven to be right anyway about certain medical procedures. Can you put it back up, please? Anyway, don't mind me. I'm having a whinge about my old channel. I want it back. Okay. Zeta said, same Lucette. A lot of people don't like him because they want his life. Yeah. Zeta said, and if they can't have it, neither can he, apparently. Menacing Muskrat said, what happened to Cash and Bongino? They both have those. Have they seen ghosts, reptilians? Possibly. Possibly that, or they're lying straight out because he's not dead. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I'm sitting here going, wow, okay, let's just continue. We'll see what happens in the end. But now they're on to something else. They're on to the auto pen now and other things, I believe. Lucette said, Zena, I think he's a misogynist and a cocky braggart, but I don't believe he's a rapist, yeah. Menacing Muskrat said 73 trillion disappeared on that day. Really? Paranormal Oz said, yay, hi, Hev and Hevites, hope you're doing well. You too, Paranormal Oz, good to see ya. Kai said, it's also easier to control a person with a lie from left field, with a set-up disagreement to unveil the accusation. Senator said, there are millions of misogynists. Why is he singled out? Yep. But he isn't. He doesn't hate women. There you go. Yeah. He doesn't hate women. And those women who he was apparently prostituting, right? They wanted to do it to make the money. Look at all the OnlyFans people, mate. Come on. The women aren't innocent in all of this. Deb said 9/11 building was full of asbestos. Yes, it was. And I remember watching Larry Silverstein in an interview saying that he told them to pull it. Lucette said, Zena, he's telling too much truth about the elites. Menacing Muskrat said, good point, Hev. Zena said, no more than any man who wants to bang beautiful girls. Yep. And Zena said, Hev, like the crocodiles in NT. Are they protected? Oh, bullshit. Really? No, you should be able to shoot one if it's on your property. If it's going after your cattle or anything, you should be able to protect your cattle or yourself. Lucette said, Zena, he's a male chauvinist, lol. Zena said, so what? 75% of men are. Paranormal Oz is laughing, but how real is it? Menacing Muskrat said, Pocahontas Warren, the auto pen operator. Isn't that treason? Trump brought back the death penalty for a reason, yes. I can't wait till things actually start happening, like people are starting to be held accountable. Kai said, I think that's a lower number. A high percentage of men use hostility as a shield. Yeah, I don't think men are necessarily like male chauvinists or anything. It's men. I don't know, I've grown up with it. The old school men, you know? So that's what they call misogynistic these days, and like, yeah, it's not right. I don't think it's right. Zena said, oh my God, I'm ending. I hope so with all my heart. These scum need to go. Oh, Zena said, menacing. Kai said, Muskrat, it is, and stolen something or other too. Paranormal Oz said, what? Wow, was the auto pen operator Pocahontas? Well, I don't know. There's a lot of names being flung around right now, so we'll see. And Lucette was telling me real raw news. Oh, and the MS13 gang members Okay. MS13 and say Obama mansion. Let's see what comes up. Oh, currently housing 0 illegal immigrants. Okay, immigrants found in mansion. Hang on. Oh. Let's see. No. Okay. I think I saw it in a video, so I don't think I saw it on X. Okay. Because now I can't find anything about it. Immigrants staying in mansion. Hang on. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Let's see. What does it bring up? Oh, maybe it's UK government cancels wedding at Victorian Country Mansion Hotel to make way for migrants. No, it was a fenced place, man, that I saw. Okay, let's see. And like, it could have been fake news. Seriously. They're living in like 4-star rooms in the Roosevelt Hotel, and yeah, I can't find anything on it. Migrant Mansion, Stoke Rochford Hall Hotel. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I can't find it. It must have been a video on YouTube, and like, honestly, I don't trust every video on YouTube I watch. And you shouldn't. You should always use your own discernment and do your own research. Okay? Yep, they're getting luxury apartments. Or Georgian style houses in England where they spend their days drinking and relaxing. Lovely. And this is how the elderly are living in Canada. Jeez. How sad. Our countries are forked. Okay, now I can't find it now, so there you go. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Zena said there's an epidemic of misandry and women hating men these days. Yes, there is. Kai said Jill and Elizabeth. Zena said Paul Hogan was a chauvinist back in the day, pretty offensive compared to today. Oh, yeah, he would have been full on. Oh, God, please someone cover this up. I don't know why I even showed it. It was just looked like a freaking Temu Diddy party, mate. Menacing Muskrat said Trump said back in 2017 that Big Pharma wasn't going to like him. The shots just lost millions and millions of dollars. Yep. Lucette thinks the misandry is a reaction to the misogyny. I don't think so. I honestly think feminists have tried to emasculate men, sorry. Kai said, seen it both ways, lots of mistrust and expectations of ill intent. You're having a Biden moment, are you, Kai? It's all right. I have them too. Lucette said, Kai negatively breeds more negativity on the internet, unfortunately. Zena said, we got no time for each other these days, no time for each other, no love present, simple as that. Zena said, who is paying the people to recount and recount? Is she using public money to further her career? Probably. Kai said, yes, it's sad that opinion is not only easily swayed but easily programmed too. Deb said, I love it when the pussies want to send messages to their pussy friends, menacing. Oh, the cats. I thought you were talking about people. Being pussy, sorry. Kai said, in my case, my mother hated men, males in general, because of my father having almost killed her. Well, I've been abused and I still don't hate men, okay? It's not all men. And Kai said, I was the whipping boy. Oh, God love you. Deb said, Lambie needs medication. Yeah, Jackie Lambie, she does. Kai said, her whipping boy, rather. And Lucette said, Kai, oh, my God, hugs for Kai. Deb said, Hev, common sense is not common to everyone. Yeah, it's not, apparently. Kai said, it's a pain that becomes part of you. You just adjust or break. Lucette said, Kai, I feel for you. And Zena said, Kai, I have a similar story. Kai said, like eventual stress-induced epilepsy. Oh. Deb said, more ignorance in politics. Kai said, the time war folks, like survivors of child abuse, they already know what they can't do, take. Zena said, Kai, a paper has just been released connecting a broken heart with myocardiopathy. 10% mortality for those suffering. Zal, how you going? These politicians are total traitors. How do we stop them? I honestly have no idea. Except just keep emailing them with your displeasure at their policies. In a nice way too. Don't be abusive or you'll get blocked or, try and do it in the nicest way possible. Which is going to be hard. Zena said, Hev 1,000 goes nowhere these days. By the time you pay council fees, there's nothing left. I know. There's never anything left anymore, Zena. Every week, every fortnight. It's just shrinking what you can buy with the money you've got. Deb said, yes, they're trying to say it back. Coof. And we say, yeah, nah. Kai said, Zena, that would explain quite a bit. Menacing Muskrat said, we're surrounded by wildfires, no rain up here. Prayers for Menacing Muskrat too. Oh, God, no. Wildfires are bloody awful. Zena said, it's a circular gravy train where they give it to us and we give it straight back. We get to see it but not use it. Exactly. Kai said, they've made a robot to steal cars in China. Oh, no, really? Sal said, my money's on Obama. Zena said, Kai, like I said, AI is programmed by psychopaths. Deb said, it's not like China can invade Australia through the ports they own. It makes more sense why China's warships are in our waters, yeah. Menacing Muskrat said, I'm by myself. My husband is out of town working crazy. Oh, no, Menacing. Oh, please stay safe up there. We'll pray for you. Kai said, 2 little flat things roll under, grab the tyres, pick it up and go. Sal said, they're running out of time and they're getting desperate. Sal said, just as they were exempt from getting the jab. Yep. J1 said, Deb, US nuclear subs were here at the same time as the China ships. Zena said, did anyone see the climate control, the Kamala Gold Coast real estate conference conferred upon us? What the? Yeah. Bullshit. Kai said, actually, China warship production has surpassed the entire output from the friggin' Mayflower until now, almost 25% more. Zena said, people wearing board shorts and carrying a surfboard and she has all her motorcade and security. What a joke, yeah. I don't like the fact that Kamala was in Australia at all. Sal said, I see bots doing their stuff on TikTok. They're all over the place. They're all over YouTube. They're all over X. And you can tell. Sorry, I'm just going to light another candle because my little candle went out. Keeps my cuppa warm. Kai said, China is about to pick a fight with the world. Deb said, bloody hell, the bloke can't even drink beer rolls, stale elbow. Zena said, AI can F off. Good one, Zena. Kai said, Zal, a few foundation jacks would stop them. Zena said, feed me Seymour, feed me all night long, Little Shop of Horrors. Zena said, they showed us long ago the truth of AI. Deb said, awesome movie, Zena. Zena said, a hobbit, Hev, you are lovely. A honey bot. Oh, God love you. Deb said, I might be about to have a beer. Zena said, stupid spell check. Kai said, I saw United Nations General Assembly clip discussing the implementation of global digital identification implants. Yeah, well, they can go kick rocks, mate. Deb said, yes, Zena, you're very sweet. Zena said, they're just a bunch of peeping toms. Zena said, Deb, no, I'm not, but thank you, lols. Oh, we all are. Lucette said, sending money to starving Africans. Did those Ethiopians get any money or food from Live Aid after all? No, I don't believe I believe it was skimmed. Kai said, everything we got can hear or see us. TV, remote, sensor is infrared camera. Deb said, I want some psychedelic honey. Winnie the Pooh was off his face. Deb said, let them go hungry. J1 said, Kai, Bluetooth headphones are being invaded now with brain frequency readers. Oh, no. Zena said, illegals will not be able to sustain a Western lifestyle. They'll have no idea how the West was built. This is why they have third world cities in the West. It comes with a mentality. It does. Kai said, J1, I just heard that. Zal said, I'm astounded how the media can continue to get away with these blatant lies in Australia. I know. Kai said, it's creepy as hell. J1 said, under the skin surveillance. Yeah, great. Imagine that. Zena said, the day of the Triffids is approaching. Black Mirror have done a 21st century version. Scary. Have they really? Is Black Mirror still going? Like, have they produced any more new series since the Miley Cyrus one? Sal said, you may be jesting, J1, but that technology is old news. Lucette said, the guy who ran over people in Liverpool's been named. Paul Doyle, middle class with 3 kids. Very strange what he did. I reckon he had a psychotic breakdown. I reckon it's not him. They named a person who's been arrested who looks like he might have 3 children, but it was not for running over people. J1 said, I'm not jesting, it's here. Zal said, what series, Zena? I've only caught seasons 1 to 3. Menacing Muskrat said, maybe that's why they are trying to burn Canada stand down, just saying. Kai said, I think I've seen the implant, probably goes up the nose, big enough for a micro-X boomer. Zena said, Lucette, no, they didn't, nothing happened. I still get ads from World Vision with child pumping water in 2025 and billions of dollars later. Yep. Yeah, they never seem to fix the problem, do they? It just jumped on me again. How you going, Adama? Okay, where am I? Okay, here. Okay, Menacing Muskrat said that. Maybe that's why they're trying to burn Canada stand down, just saying. Maybe. Kai said, I think I've seen this implant. Oh, yeah, I did read that, sorry. Deb said, Albo came through the back door into America. Kai said, press a button, a few million people drop in their tracks. Yeah, exactly. Zena said, Kai, it's already there, the PCR test. Zena said, backdoor man, that's our Albo. Deb said, thank you, Hev, for not like. Oh, it's annoying. Zal said, I'm not going to pay Labor's new taxes. They're illegal. Yep. Zal said, Hev, I wake up with a headache every day and have done since about 12 years. Oh, really, Zal? Oh, I feel for you. I think 1 week's bad enough, you know, like seriously. A 1 week long headache is just, I said, I won't take a nose capsule. I've got to put a heat pack on actually after I finish streaming. So he said, Zal, so is the way the auto pen was used. Context of consequences is needed when organising priorities. Kai said that, and that tiny thing in the back of my neck got dug out a couple of years ago. Menacing Muskrat said, Hev, it's because of the lots of CMEs and activity coming off the sun, headaches and body aches. Deb said, yes, they shut the cigarette shops and one of them is now delivering to your door. The old fella said, no way. Kai said, Muskrat's supposedly going to get a lot worse too. J1 said, I'm sore from cutting firewood all day yesterday, lol. Oh. See, mine comes already chopped. That's why I like it. Zal said, the climate agenda is not washing with most people these days, only those with a strain of the woke mind virus, yep. Or those with a self-interest in making it happen. Lucette said, Hev, I was going to say it's hay fever, completely forgetting you're in winter now. Yep. J1 said, glad I did. Is rainy and sad here today. Oh, God love you. Zena said, I think it's season 7, just been released. Oh, wow. Kai said, same. I've got a lot of catching up to do then. Kai said, same average temperature as 20 years ago, just more people spoiled to air conditioning. Yep, exactly. Deb said, you better check with our doctor in the house to make sure you don't have a tumour. A tumour, said in our Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Yeah, a tumour. I might have a tumour. No, I don't think I do. I don't know. Who knows? Sherry said, I mow lawns for a little extra money, always get a headache after mowing. Oh, God love you. Paranormal Oz said, poor Hev. Oh, I get them a lot, so I don't know what's going on, why it's happening, but I do get them a lot. Menacing Muskrat said, have a hot Epsom salts bath, Hev, nice and hot. Yeah, that's another thing I've got to do. Good idea, Menacing Muskrat. Yeah, Kai, a tumour. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger said, remember? Deb said Kai was first in chat and out to lunch was second. Yes, I've seen that. J1 said the police. Sherry said, I do not typically have allergies, just the fresh cut grass. Oh, wow. I love the smell of fresh cut grass. And up here in the mountains, for some reason, it smells really sweet. Deb said, yes, my hand will keep breaking because I keep hitting idiots over the head. Kai said, the smell of cut grass is the grass screaming. Oh, wow. I like it. Wow. Deb said, shit, I listened to your show. Sal said, the pigs are out of control in Australia. Yeah. Raven said, sorry, I'm back. My phone went flat. Oh, God love you. Deb said, I'll keep my phone face down. Yeah, if you've got your phone going through your car stereo, make sure it's face down because you can get fined for having it face up, even on the passenger seat. Okay, I had mine in the console near where my seatbelt plugs in, so it was behind me. I'm not going to turn around and start watching the video while I'm driving. No, thank you. I don't want to drive off a fucking mountain cliff. Sorry, I'm a bit cranky because I've got a headache, so I might swear. I swear a bit more when I've got a headache. J1 said the pigs are scum. I think some of them are, but I think a lot of it's from higher ups too, J1. Sam said, have a lot of them are on power trips just to intimidate. I work with them, I know. Yeah. I do agree with a lot of them are. Kai said, cops too power mad. Sam said, I wasn't one, but I worked alongside them sometimes. George said the pigs are out of control in the UK as well. Yeah, they're unarmed too, aren't they? They're not even allowed to carry a gun in the UK, the police. Menacing Muskrat said, Hev, what are we talking about? Woods and bats, frying pans, everything. Menacing Muskrat, anything and everything you can get your hands on. The shillelagh is a piece of wood. See if I can show you that. How do you spell it? Shillelagh, let's have a look. No, that's not it. I can't remember how you bloody spell the thing. Hang on. Irish. There it is. It's never spelt how you think it's going to be spelt. I have one of these, all right? Pretty big one. Okay, but mine looks more like this. Okay? Mine looks like this, and it's probably half my size. Like this one. Looks like it's got a pretty weak handle, though. But you could still get the first hit in until you need to run and grab your cast iron frying pan. Okay? Oh, where am I? I'm over here. So that's what a shillelagh is, yeah, and cast iron frying pans and yeah, anything you've got really, Menacing Muskrat. Deb said, yes, I used to put the phone in my bra. Now you get fined for having it in your bra. Oh, really? You shouldn't put it in your bra anyway. Because of the radiation, I believe breast cancer is a problem with that. Cedar said they pull you over for an RBT, then find something to fine you for, looking for drama and money. Yep. Deb said, you got the real one. Big stick. Yep. Kai said, I'll admit I enjoyed people being afraid of me in my youth when I didn't know any better. Yep. Zena said, Hev, I have a sling like David and Goliath or Alia from Clan of the Cave Bear. Deb said, Hev was third in chat. J1 said, I have a razor-headed arrows as well, Hev. Oh, really? Yeah, I opened them and I went, oh, my goodness. Like, I can't even touch that right now unless I put gloves on. And they got to be some bloody good gloves. I said, muskrat home protection, not prophylactics either. Deb said, you'll need the arrow for Colorado. Oh, God love you.
Timar28 tipped $10. Hello everyone. How's it going? What's this about tumors? Headaches? Possibly mineral related or attention headache?
Yeah, I'm only joking about the tumour. Well, so far I am because I don't know. But, yeah, I've had a headache for a week, Timmy, and I'm still taking all the vitamins and everything, and I'd say more tension. I would say I'm probably quite tense, and I don't even know that I'm tense, right? That's the state I'm in right now. I don't know. I must be tense even though I don't really feel tense. Although all this shit going on, thank you, Timmy, too, you legend. But, yeah, with all the shit going on, I'm probably a bit tense. That's probably what it is. But I have to go for a blood test. So I've got the blood test referral, and they're going to test a lot of things with that blood test, even cancer and things like that, I believe, and kidneys and liver function. He's doing the how my levels are, like vitamin levels. So, yeah, hopefully that works something out. I haven't been to even though I've got the paperwork to go and see the osteopath, I haven't been there because I actually had to lend my son some money. So instead of going there, I lent my son some money. So, yeah, everyone's doing it tough right now. I've got to just wait and see what I can do when I can do it, So I'm stuck at the moment. Just the blood test is the only thing I can go for to find out anything at the moment. But I would say, Timmy, it might be tension. Kai said, ask AI if 15 minutes were equivalent to 20 years on that conversation table. How many years would 20 years worth of 15-minute intervals equal? Oh, okay. Is that the question you were asking? Deb said, just take a tour of your kitchen or even garden shed full of very dangerous stuff. Yes, it is, Deb. Yes, it is. I have picks, shovels, a big garden fork, a hand pick as well, with like a fork on the other end of it, so it's only a short one, but that would do some damage. I've got a splitter, an axe. I've got a Bowie knife. I've got a lot of kitchen knives. Are they going to ban them next? Apart from the shillelagh and some really heavy frying pans, I've got a fair bit. Zena said, I'm surrounded by snakes here on this mountain. Enter at your own risk. Yes, exactly, Zena. Kai said, Zena, you need a goat whip. It's about 4 feet long. Adamar says, it's 29th, future lady. God love you. J1 said, I asked Siri why I'm having trouble with women. She said, you pig, I'm Alexa. Raven said, thank you for all your prayers. It means a lot. Oh, God love you, Raven. Deb said, I have a meat tenderizer with a big fork and knife for carving. I can go on. Yes, me too. Deb, I have lots of things in my house that could be used as weapons. Plus anything you can pick up and throw at someone as well. Imagine just emptying out like your plates at like Shaun of the Dead. Has anyone seen the movie Shaun of the Dead? Where he starts getting his records and his plates and his frisbee at the zombies? Yeah, I'd be doing that as well. I'd do anything I could to keep people out of my house. Adama said, Kai, in your dreams it's 4 foot long, pal. He's joking. Kai said, that's what I said. Adamar said, Mr. OB. Deb said, you, sweetie. Yes, sweetie, you're very important to us. Just know you are, your beautiful family are never forgotten, darling. Adamar said, double entendre, Kai, a joke. Yep. I knew it was straight away. Deb said, to Raven Lilith, hearts. Oh. Adamar said, I'm a female chauvinist. Oh, okay, fair enough. I don't know what that is, but good on you. Zena said, maybe Cash and Dan were taken into a room, met with Jeffrey. They look like they saw a ghost. Yeah, well, something's going on. And I don't believe Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. And I'm really hesitant to believe he's even dead. But anyway, that's just me. Kai said, I'm a female chauvinist. Shove it in. Oh, Kai, you got me. Adamar says, Kai knows everyone. And Deb said, hello, Pain Like Bane. Adamar, you're asking Poco, what? What are you referring to, Pocahontas or a fireplace poker? You know, the thing you poke the fire with? Yeah, that thing. Kai said, I've been around the YouTube for a while now. Oh, the tube. Adamar's, who's tube, Kai? Adamar's just a joker. Like, God love you. Deb said, the men that protect their families and for our cow countries. Sorry, I thought she said cowboys for a minute there. Raven said, I'm going to head off and start to sort lunch for the girls and me. Oh, God love you. Have a good one, Raven. We'll pray for you. Kai said, I've drawn a blank for snapback. Adamar said, blanks? Deb said, love you and your little human, Raven. Kai said, I'm 50, so yeah, by now probably. Lucette said, have search illegal immigrants Obama mansion. I'll give it a go. Oh, shoot.
Timar28 tipped $10. You'd be surprised how much the muscles at the back of your neck and surrounding the base of your skull can create a nasty tension headache. The head is essentially a 10-pound bowling ball held up by muscles and a spine, LOL.
Yeah, well, that's what it feels like, okay? When we'll get the headache, it feels like my head is a bowling ball and that my neck can barely hold it up. So, I don't know. I need some neck and shoulder muscle exercises. Okay. Illegal. Thank you, Tim Air. God love you, you legend. Staying in Obama's mansion. No. No, it just says Barack and Michelle's new Martha's Vineyard home, the Obama house on a 29-acre estate, have 7 bedrooms and 8.5 bathrooms. Florida's DeSantis proposes sending illegal immigrants to Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, it still doesn't say anything about it. We're hearing that the FBI in Martha's Vineyard apprehended 3 illegal immigrant housekeepers at Barack Obama's home. Barack wasn't there. There have been some reports suggesting the FBI has deputised former J6s also present on Martha's Vineyard, but have not yet been able to confirm this report. That's real raw news. Okay, so it's the immigrant housekeepers and groundkeepers, 3 of them have been arrested at Obama's, but have not been able to confirm it yet. Ben Q said, I've gone to the effort of helping authorities in Martha's Vineyard by locating some of the mansions where the illegal immigrants can stay. First up, Obama's $11.75 million estate. Look, I could do with like a portion of this home, right? Like a third even, right? A third of this home would do me, right? On those acres. But anyway. What's this one? Here's a 30-acre, Obamas have a 30-acre estate and there's 0 immigrants currently living there. So none. And yeah, nothing else about it. But the Real Raw News one, are hearing that the FBI on Martha's Vineyard apprehended 3 illegal immigrant housekeepers and groundskeepers. Was that the one you were talking about? Menacing? Okay. Oh, Lucette. Yeah. Okay. Raven said, thank you, Deb. Menacing said, so many mansions have been abandoned because of major upkeep bills. Yes. Kai said, poorer than the Beverly Hillbillies. Rough. How you going, Rough? No capital punishment for humans in El Salvador. All in their new prison. Their new prison are classified as terrorists, not even animals. They have capital punishment for them. Well done. Good to see you, Rough. Deb said, I need to look into it, but an old lady was told that the government is taking her home she owns for the migrants. Oh, no. Just say no. Sal said, I don't think Paul Hogan was a chauvinist. He was parodying Ocker Humper. Yeah, I believe so too. Zal. And Zal said humour. Oh, Ocker humour. Yeah, the real Ockers. Yep. Real Ocker means a real Aussie, old style like Aussie. Menacing Muskrat said, made medical assisted death. Its presence here in Canada stands scary, crazy. Yep. Zal said, capital punishment for all the cabal loyalists in power. Zal said, it's not the same Lambie compared to pictures from 5 years ago. Definitely not. Senator said, Hogan left his wife and kids for his Hollywood princess. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Yep, he did. Deb said, yeah, there are too many soft cocks nowadays. Yep. Kai said, yeah, those pods in Switzerland look pretty bad too. Oh, apparently a mountain came down in Switzerland onto a little village, but they had evacuated the village, but they're evacuating 2 more villages. So the mountains are falling down. Deb said, we do love you so very much, Kai. Kai said, you guys are like part of my family. The closest family is often the ones chosen one by one. And Deb said, prayers menacing. Menacing said, this is part of the history we're living right now. Has already been written down. It's a battle against good and evil, and in the end we will win because God wins. Yep, exactly. Menacing Muskrat, Jesus' name, amen. Kai said Muskrat is correct. Deb said, what about the electric car driving around by itself? A policeman was trying to talk to the car. I didn't hear about that one, Deb. Zena said, Hev, I don't think she made a very good impression. She showed herself rather unremarkably, actually. Who are we talking about? Okay, I've jumped again. There we go, somewhere here. I don't know who didn't make a good impression. Oh, Kamala. Yep, okay. God love you. Good. Sal said, what's more disturbing are the mindsets of the imbeciles paying $1,000 to see Camel Toe Gribber for an hour. Yeah, I couldn't imagine it. Oh, my God, I'd end up with a headache just from her talking. Kai said, our ships are outnumbered almost 5-1 by China. Kai said, whose herd water is no longer a human right. Yeah, it hasn't been for many years, apparently. Deb said, yes, we need a good watch party. Zena said, Kai, let them say that when they are thirsty, make them thirsty. Deb said, charity is all rot. Yeah, it is. Zena said, yes, it came out the other week. I've watched them all. Kai said, the rich will simply buy theirs. It's an attrition conflict. Let them drink rain. Rough said, also only terrorists go to Gitmo, never to be seen again. Deb said, the 6th day was about cloning. Someone said maybe like how Cabbage Patch Kids were made. The real one, not the toy. Menacing Muskrat said the wildfires across Manitoba and Saskatchewan just started up. Fire professionals are even commented on those fires. Kai said incubation was cloning. Zena said we came out of the earth. Deb said World's Fair. Kai said they've had all that since who knows when. Zena said, Hev, the latest Black Mirror will make you cry. Oh, no, will it? Kai said they can take a blood cell and clone you with memory to any age they want. So just said there is 7 or 8 episodes. Each one reaches in and grabs you. Brilliant. Oh, all Black Mirror episodes do that. Kai said, look up the video. Plants can talk. Menacing Muskrat said the Epsom salts extract the poisons from your body, hence hot springs. Oh, okay. Good. I've got a lot of them. I'm going to pour them into the bath and jump in a minute. So he said, Kai, did you ever read that book called Supernature? Kai said, no. First I've heard of it, actually. I'll be looking into it now. Deb said, me to my phone in the console too. So he said, I read it in the 70s, Talk The Secret Life of Plants. Kai said, interesting indeed. Zeta said, that book and the one called Future Shock are 2 books worth reading if you can find them anywhere. Deb said, all life has a sound. You can put speaker onto a plant, you can hear them sing. Lucette said, why did my last comment not get printed? I don't know, Lucette. Try rewording it, because YouTube will delete comments, okay? They will delete them. Zena said, or maybe the book was called The Secret Life of Plants, or maybe it was 2 books, but either way, it was cutting edge way back then. Kai said, all life is frozen light. Zena said, they respond to music, don't like heavy metal and show fear when about to be harvested. Wow. Yeah, I hear they like classical music very, very much. Kai said, reach the true understanding of it and you just evaporate into light back to source. Menacing Muskrat said, Hev, so did you hear about the history of mammograms? I so PO'd. Ah, you're so pissed off? No, but I refuse to get them. I'm not getting mammograms. I had the doctor ask me last week. He said, mammogram, have you had one lately? Nope, not getting one either. Pap smear? Nope, not getting one either. I said, I've looked into these things. He said, okay, yep, I have to ask, but yeah, okay, no worries. So he was a really good doctor because he didn't like have a go at me, you know. He didn't look down. He looked surprised that I didn't want a mammogram or anything else. And I'm like, no, you're right. It's okay. I've looked into it. I said, and even if I do, I said, I'll just like drop one day at home and I won't know anything anymore, you know, and laughed. I wasn't being like, you know, I'm not going to harm myself or anything, you know, and I don't expect to keel over at home. But if I do, I'm not going to know anything. I'll be gone. Okay, anyway. Yeah, Menacing Muskrat. I could imagine, anyway, about mammograms. Same as the procedures they check the insides of a woman with, you know, pap smears and shit. I don't agree. George said, hey, Timmy. And Deb said, the tree helping me in healing energy and take all the bad and sick energy down into the ground. Zeta said, yes, Kai, and the ether is the thing that solidifies the moment. It's called mattering. Deb said, hello to our doctor, Timmy, sweeties. Kai said, yes, tree hugging made fun of to discourage the practice, yes. I love touching trees a lot. Go up and rub their bark, you know, and I don't know if I've actually hugged. I probably have when I was younger. Okay. Deb's laughing at me. Our Hev. Deb said, thank you, Timmy. Kai said, I never see Timmy anymore. No, it was on the screen. God love him, he donated. Deb said, yes, I'm now a tree hugger. George said, nothing wrong with tree hugging, lol. Zeta said, I stood on a rake in the dark and the handle got me straight between the eyes. I thought it was I was in a cartoon. I've done that with a broom. Yep, straight in the face and gone, oh, what an idiot. Every cartoon since I was little warned us about this shit, right? And here I go and do it. Stand on a broom and smack myself in the face. Great. Deb said, when is your next care plan up next? It's now. I can get it now. I just can't. I don't have the extra to go and do it right now. So I've just got to get the blood test for now and then wait and see what that comes back as, I suppose, until at least a couple of weeks' time. Lucette said, Kai, I think he just lurks and donates to Hev when he makes a post. Oh, God love him. Menacing Muskrat said, Hev, what are you preparing for? What am I preparing for? I don't know. Not preparing for anything at all, actually, really. Unless it's to, like, home invasions and things. Because here in Australia, you're not allowed to protect yourself at all, right? And there's people running around with machetes and they've just banned the machetes instead of banning the people or locking them up or anything. Mind you, the person was out on bail when he did the machete attack and they let him out on bail again. Have a very broken system here. And even, you're not even allowed to have a slingshot here in Australia, allegedly, okay? Yeah, so that's what I was preparing for. That's why I was talking about fireplace pokers, a shillelagh, cast iron frying pans. That's what I'm preparing for. Oh, yeah, I've got a battery-operated chainsaw too. I do. And you got a wood chipper, Deb. And Deb's got a chainsaw as well. Kai said nothing at all. However, tree humping could be unhealthy. Oh, very unhealthy. I don't recommend that. Lucette said Shaun of the Dead was brilliant. I love that movie. It was so stupidly funny. I love it. Zena said, Kai, it was actually it was funny, comical, even though it hurt. Kai said, oh, Lord. George said, Shaun of the Dead is a brilliant movie, isn't it? Kai said, love Shaun of the Dead, yep. Deb said, oh, my God, the people in Shaun of the Dead are awesome actors. Kai said, the best series, though, Battlestar Galactica reboot. Deb said, poor Tim, I think Hev has a tumor. Menacing Muskrat said, Hev, what do you think about Cash and Bongino's look lately? Yeah, like they've seen Ghost. Probably Epstein. Lucette said, Shaun of the Dead was filmed in Letchworth, just up the road from me. I used to go shopping there every Friday. Oh, wow. Kai said, Dead Like Me is a really good one too. Kai said, Cash and Ginny look scared of saying the wrong thing. Deb said, Epstein was on the bloody island after he was supposed to be gone. He was seen by a drone. Someone was investigating the island. Well, it was either him or someone who looked awfully like him. Yeah, I agree, Deb. Well, there's only two options. He's dead or alive, isn't he, really? There's only two options. It could go 50-50 either way. Deb said, yes, love, Dead Like Me. George said, cool, Lucette. Menacing Muskrat said, Epsom salts bath. The body needs to replace salts and suck out poisons. Deb says, yes, and lifting heavy things pulled out your back muscles and spine. Yes. Yes, I lifted very heavy shit yesterday. Like, when I buy chicken feed, I don't buy the little bags of it. I buy the massive freaking bags. And then I get to the other end and go, yeah, now I've got to lift the freaking thing out of the car. Good one, Hev. Anyway, it costs more to buy less. It costs more buying it that way, you know. Menacing Muskrat says maybe they will find the cooks at the vineyards. Deb said, legend is our Dr. Timmy. He is a legend. Deb said, Timmy's lurking around just donating as his way of being in the chat, Kai. Oh, God, I'm still way back. It jumped again. Hang on. Yep, around here somewhere. Lucette said, have more detail on the report on their website. Ah, okay. Kai said, I'll try and look it up for tomorrow. Deb said, yes, the old lady is on the news crying. Where will I go? This is my home, acquisition by the government. Deb, don't forget we're watching a movie to wake everyone up. So it could be something like that. You can get older crisis actors too. Menacing Muskrat is saying I can't donate. What? What? The site won't let you, or I don't know what's happening there. Oh, hang on. I'm opening Word to get the links, as you can see on the screen. I don't know why. I've got Microsoft Office Word 2007. Oh my goodness. It takes a while to load up anyway. So, because they don't do anything with this anymore, you know. You can't do much with it either, apparently. Yeah, so Deb, I think just be aware that, you know, it could be like spelling it out for the people as well, that lady. But yeah, heart goes out to her if that's real. Like, Menacing Muskrat said, so did Hulk Hogan sell his soul? I'm not sure. So said, have you give yourself a foot soak with magnesium crystals? It helps a lot and feels nice on your feet, soothing. Deb said, I did see that. I first thought it was AI, the mountain falling. Yeah. Let me open that. I don't know if you're having trouble, like, hang on a sec. Copy. Paste. Copy that one. And make a little thing in between before I paste the other one. Okay, and do that. I don't know if that's what the problem is. Oh, there's no dollars to donate. What are you talking about donating to? I thought you were talking about me. Sorry, mate. Sorry, guys. Okay, anyway, I'm sure Menacing Muskrat will let me know. There are no dollars to donate. Yeah, everyone's broke, I know. Okay, where I'm up to. Kai said in Switzerland you can call a place and they bring you out a pod, you lay down in, and the glass goes dark when you're done. Then truck comes to pick up the pod. Oh, no. No, thanks. J1 said, I use bicarbonate solution instead of soap. Zana said, water is more expensive than petrol. Yeah, it is. Zana said, buy some water from a servo. Per litre, it's way more expensive than petrol. J1 said, Zena, my brother tested many bottled water and they turn black as Coca-Cola when you drop the electrodes into them. J1 said, full of heavy metals. Menacing Muskrat said, it may make you feel woozy at first, Hev, but it works, makes the body reset. Is that the magnesium foot soak? Kai said, God only knows what they put in bottles of water. Zena said, J1, that's scary. I didn't know about bottled water. Lucette said, the comment that wasn't printed was about Black Mirror episode I liked the best. It was one where the princess was kidnapped and the Prime Minister had to hump a pig on live TV to get her released. Yes, that was in season 1 or 2, Lucette. Zena said, I've been using bottled water to drink and the river water for everything else. Maybe I'm not helping myself after all. Kai said, supposedly worldwide colour coding says anything with only a green dot or green bar is safe or safer. Randy said, I like, what is it, pub spear? J1 said, a brand called Smart Water was the worst. Deb said, they want me to get mammograms. I have had lumps removed and after finding out how bad they are, it'll give me more lumps. Yes, because it breaks up your tissue inside. Santa said, I'm sorry, Lucette, I threw up after watching that episode. Perhaps I'm too sensitive. Hey, Randy, how you going? Anyway, Pat said, oh, how you going, Pat? I'm 80, Hev, never had one either. My daughter is taking some injections to lose weight, which worries me. Oh, yeah, I'd be a bit concerned too. Menacing said the amount of pressure can cause breast cancer and perhaps bad medicine too. Yep. Lucette said, but it was thought-provoking, Xena. Menacing Muskrat said, how much do you need, Hev? Well, it's 50 something. Oh, maybe 60. I don't know if it's gone up, but... Oh, no, you don't. You need the whole 100 and whatever it is to pay that first, and then at the end of the session, they give you 50 back or something. That's because our Medicare is just, I don't know. I don't know why you can't just pay the 50 in the first place, but allegedly that's what yeah, because I remember having to pay the 100 and something, and then when you come out of the appointment, you go back to them and they refund you. It's ridiculous. I don't know why they can't just take the 50 out and leave it. Or more. I don't know. what was it last time? It was 115, but apparently, according to a friend of mine, it's gone up. So I don't know how much it is. Azana said, yes, Deb worked for a radiologist. They rupture the lumps during the process, and that spreads the sick cells out of their capsule. Deb said, I don't pay for care plan appointment with physio. You don't pay? We have to. We have to pay, like I just said, we have to pay the whole thing, and then when you finished your appointment, you come back out and you get half back. And I don't understand that. I don't get why they do that. I'm jealous now, Deb. You don't pay for your care plan. Oh. J1 said Xena tap water was the best out of all tested. J1 said, though, that will vary on location, believe it or not. Deb said, thank goodness I learned that mammograms could actually give me more problems. Kai said, I'm not really preparing either. God will or won't guide my steps. Xena said, I don't have access to tap water. And Pat said, hi, everyone. And Menacing Muskrat had a... message retracted. And Deb J's here. Is Deb J here too? Did I miss Deb J? Oh, God love you. I can't see. Maybe I'm just scrolling too quick. Randy said Epstein alive in Israel. Deb said gas bottle, 30 cans of Teds are very heavy. Lucette said there really is a sign on the roundabout that says first roundabout in the world in Letchworth. People think it was put in the film for comedy, but it really is there. And Nursing Muskrat said, I can't donate, Hev. Kai said, yep, Epps had some lobes of one type alive, but different type on the lookalike. Yeah, the dead one. Randy said, love to all. God love you, Randy. Deb said, shit, no donation. Menacing Muskrat said, there's no dollars to donate. Deb said, I forgot to get it from my email from Alex. Randy said, nobody's selling or buying home here in Ontario. Kai said, I live like a mega corporation. I'm always just below the margin. Menacing Muskrat says, sorry, Hev, I haven't been on for a while. That's all right, Menacing Muskrat. Yeah, we've missed you. I've noticed that you haven't been here. Deb said, yes, sorry, I'll try to get the donation up next time. Yeah, I can pin that to the top. That's okay. Pin message. So that way it's up the top at all times, just in case. Deb said, yes, sorry, we'll try to get the donation up next time. Kai said, you can pack yourself ending pod colour. You can pick. So is that better? No, I don't think so. Randy said, I'm not broke yet. Kai said, worldwide colour coding example, the bottom of toothpaste tubes. I've heard about that, Kai, the colour coding. Kai said, I'm $176 overdrawn, maybe more. Oh, wow. I can't do that. Deb said, what, have I get 5 free visits for my care plan? No, we got to pay for them here, Deb. It is freaking stupid. I don't understand how you can get free and we have to pay. Like, either it's all free or it's not free, you know? Randy said, bottled water is garbage. Menacing Muskrat said, is in $50, Hev? Yeah, but you got to pay the 100 first. That's the problem, to get the 50 back. I don't... I'll just have to wait, and in the meantime, I can have Epsom salt baths. Deb said, nothing at all, ever, just 5 visits. I can't believe that, Deb. We used to get that here in New South Wales, but they changed the rules. And now you got to pay. Randy said, drink water from the copper pipes or cup. Kai said, I went to get some copper mugs when I get the move finished. J1 said, Hev, your doctor should be able to provide a care plan. You get a few visits for free. Not where I am, we don't. I don't understand how. Because we used to have it, but not lately. Randy said, copper is biostatistic. Deb said, yes, we have health under Medicare with any government, still free in South Australia. Kai said, copper in low levels is toxic to fish, though. That's what got Max. Deb said, yes, note to all of you who are you are all miss very much when not in chat. Yes. Kai said, low copper content and a friggin' rock. Deb said, but if we give you money, they take too much for my liking. Well, not through, if you go through Streamlabs, Stripe, or PayPal, which it's got my real name in there, but, because they won't let you do the, like I had before, they won't let you be called Hev123 Truthseeker or whatever, you know. They take 3%. So in $100, it'd be $3. Is that right? Yeah. So there you go. Oh, God love you, Randy. Did you... Hang on a sec, guys. Just let me... I'm going to just put a blank screen up for a minute. Just to check something. Oh, God love you. Was that you, Randy? Yep. Oh, God love you. Thank you so much, Randy. You're a legend. Yeah, I just checked the Stripe, so there you go. Thank you so much, Randy. I really appreciate that. Oh, that'll help. Yeah, Randy donated on Stripe. Yep. Kai said, Deb will be doing a live cast in a few days. Oh, good. I've got to go and check and make sure the bell's rung on mine. Deb said, bloody government. Lucette said, I just realised how lucky I am to get completely free healthcare here in the UK. And then Randy said, donated. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, you guys. Between yous, I'll get there. J1 said, Stripe running on XRP. Ooh, interesting. Kai said, in the US with Medicare full coverage, they want $62,000 for an ambulance ride to the ER. Sorry? Wow. $62,000? Jeez. Deb said, did Randy Stripe? Yep. And Randy said, love to you, Have especially. Oh, God, love you. Thank you so much. J1 said, Saudi oil going on XRP as well, the new global reserve currency. Well, let's hope so, because if that just jumps, I shouldn't have a problem, you know. Anyway, with that, guys, because I've got a headache, I'm going to go. And I'm going to go and soak in a bloody Epsom salt bath and try and get my muscles relaxed. Okay, guys, I'll be back tomorrow with a... Zena said, has anyone heard of RLUSD linked to Ripple? Yes. Oh, God love you, menacing muskrat. You striped. Okay, hang on a sec again. Just give me a sec. Oh, God love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, guys. Yep, it'll go towards it definitely. So, okay, God love you, legend, menacing muskrat. Kai said they charge you for everything on the ambulance, whether it gets used or not. Jeez. Randy said free healthcare, but gotta wait. Deb said much love, Heaven Hevites. Menacing muskrat said, Hev, call me ASAP. I will. George said, take care, Heaven, everyone. Sal said, love to all. J1 said, Zena, yes, it's Ripple stable coin. Zena said, Hev, do you know where I can get it? Get what? Hang on a sec. Just let me blank the camera out, the screen out again for a sec. I'll give you a link. Oh, shit, I've got to log in. Okay, lucky I did that then. Close. If you want to buy in Australia, copy the link. Right? I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but there's the link, and then there's a code where you can get $10 for free, and so can I. Give me a sec. Got to go back to it again and copy the code. So there's a link and paste. So if you join up with CoinSpot, that's Australia's crypto thing, then you can join up to CoinSpot, and if you put this code in, it will give yourself and myself $10 worth of crypto to buy whatever crypto you want. Okay. Oh, you couldn't find. You're already on CoinSpot. What couldn't you find? XRP. Oh, you have CoinSpot. Okay, hang on. Give me a sec. I'll see if I can show you where is it? Okay, if I can just show you quickly, it's called XRP Ripple. See this one up here? If you just search for that, at the top of the page there's a search bar. You should be able to find XRP. Oh, no, you wanted to get RLUSD? You already have XRP. Okay, well, XRP will be used as RLUSD. It's connected. Don't worry about it, Zena. You've got it. Okay? So don't worry about that. You've got it. Okay, where am I up to? I was going to go, but I've got a few more comments to read now. Kai said, much love, everyone. Blessings. Zena said, couldn't find it on CoinSpot. Zal said, good on you, menacing. Deb said, God bless you, menacing. Thanks for helping. I have. J1 said, Zena, RLUSD is only 1-to-1 with the dollar. Randy said, Stripe link work for me. Deb said, I'm temporarily out of fun. Oh, don't worry about it, Deb. God love you. I understand. J1 said, RLUSD is not a crypto, it's a digital US dollar. Zena said, I have CoinSpot. Thanks, Jay. Randy said, yes, darling, love my Hev family. Deb said, I have CoinSpot at the bakery ATM. Zena said, no, I wanted to get RLUSD. Don't know how it works. I have some XRP already. Yep, well, if you've got XRP, then you've got it. Okay, Randy said, you keep me sane. J1 said, yo, Randy. And Zena said, oh, okay, I thought it was something I needed to get. No, that's all. Okay, guys, with that I'm going to go. And I shall be back tomorrow for the normal Friday, Saturday live stream. And I hope to see you there. Okay, guys, much love, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.